Hi, this is Sean D'Souza, and you're listening to the 3-Month Vacation Podcast. This podcast isn't some magic trick about how to work less. Instead, it's about how to really enjoy the work that you do and to enjoy your vacation time. This is the 3-Month Vacation. I'm Sean D'Souza. Which ants have more offspring? The ants that forage more and have more food supplies, or the ants that do less foraging and hence have less food? Incredible as it may seem, it's the ants that restrain their foraging that fare better. Biological studies have almost always believed that species that have the greatest food supply tend to do better. Yet a Stanford study by Deborah M. Gordon demonstrates how harvester ants experience greater success when they're picky. This picky habit applies quite neatly to client acquisition. When you first start out in business, it seems like a good idea to go out and forage for new clients all the time. And then you learn that there are good clients and there are energy-sapping clients. And that by appealing to everyone, you may get some success. But at Psychotactics, we've found that this seemingly counterintuitive behavior seems to work a lot better. That instead of trying to increase our reach, we've narrowed it down. In the ant world, success is measured by a greater number of offspring. In our world at Psychotactics, success is measured by the amount of control we have over our lives. The ability to work with the clients that we want, to earn a profit that's sizable, yet within a predefined limit. Most importantly, it has allowed us to take 3 months off every single year. And a significant part of this success lies in the fact that we have great clients. But no one just has great clients. You have to pick great clients. So how do we pick our clients? In today's episode, we look at how we avoid energy-sapping clients at Psychotactics. Over the past 16 years, we've used 3 core methods, and these methods have worked amazingly well for us. The first method that we're going to cover are barriers, how we add barriers, and how it creates a better world for us and for our clients. The second thing that we'll look at are red flags. Why are red flags so important and why we've ignored them and paid the price. And finally, we look at testimonials, which seems pretty odd when you're looking at clients, but we'll find out how it all works out. Let's start off with the first one, which is barriers, and how they help in choosing clients. Let's say you tried to buy the copywriting course off our site. You go to the sales page, you put down your money, and then you wait for your download. And the download may never show up. Instead, there'd be a back check on your record. Yes, just like an employer does a check on your past before hiring you, a check is done on your history with Psychotactics as well. Have you been a subscriber? For how long? Have you bought the brain audit yet? When did you do that? Have you bought other smaller products? If the answer is no, it's likely that you'll get your $1,000 or $2,000 right back in your bank account. So why is this the case? It's a barrier in place, and we have rules, and the rules are simple. You need to have subscribed. You need to have read the brain audit. Without jumping over those barriers, you're not truly qualified to be part of our system. So yes, we may check if you've bought and consumed the product, with another email address. But if the answer is no, then the money goes bouncing right back into your account. I remember an event in Chicago quite clearly. I'd just spoken at the systems seminar, and after the presentation, a member of the audience approached me to buy our info products course. I asked him, "Are you a subscriber? Do you have the brain audit?" He said no. So I asked him if he would buy the brain audit, if he would become a member of 5000 BC. He said no, he just wanted the info products course, and he was willing to pay the price if I just swiped his credit card. You can tell how the story goes, right? To this day, customers can't understand why we'd walk away from thousands of dollars over a measly subscription, over just someone needing to buy the brain audit and read it. But think about it for a second. Would you marry someone who you'd never had a first date with? Would you even consider marrying them without engaging with them at least a couple of times? And let's say you're not the marrying kind, it doesn't matter. We still understand the concept of testing the waters, putting up the barriers, just to see how the other person reacts. At Psychotactics, we know how the other person reacts. The greater the barriers the client has to climb, the more they stick around. The more they stick around, the more we get to know each other and help each other and move forward. And that is why the refund rate on our bigger products is less than 3%. It's because the client has qualified themselves repeatedly. It's not like there's a zero refund rate. Sometimes, despite all the due diligence between the client and us, there's still a mismatch of the product. A client may expect the product to do one thing and it may do another. That's fine in our books. We know the client has gone through the steps, and an exception is an exception. And the opposite is true as well. The refund rate climbs to about 98% if the client is not a subscriber. If that client hasn't bought the brain audit, they can still buy some of our smaller products, and that's what they do. They buy stuff like the website components or black belt presentations. And the moment we see that order coming through, and we see there's no history of client Psychotactics interaction, we can be almost sure that a refund will follow. But it gets worse. Some of those folks won't just ask for a refund, they ask for a chargeback. This means that we get a black mark against our name, too many chargebacks, and your merchant account can be closed down. Plus, there's a $20 penalty that we have to pay. That's not nice at all, is it? That punk, whoever he is, and it's usually a he, is running rampant, picking up stuff only to refund it or to ask for a chargeback. Even if the person simply asks for a refund, that's another 10 minutes of your life down the drain as you go through the process of refunding the amount and responding to that customer. So why not put the barrier in place for smaller products as well? I mean, it works for the bigger products, so why not do it for the smaller products? Remember that you're running a small business, and so are we. Some things can be monitored and some cannot. And a stream of small products sell all the time, and it's very difficult to monitor that process. But with the bigger products, we can do that. And so you can put in the barriers. Having barriers in place is a good thing. The moment someone puts in thousands of dollars in your bank account, you feel pretty entitled to it. And some folks have put in $10,000 into our account, like when we were doing the Protégé sessions. And you feel entitled to that money as well. But don't cozy up to the dollars just yet. You need to do the background check. Find out if the person is a good match. Do your due diligence. And that little due diligence goes a long way. Clients that jump over the barriers stick around for years to come. You don't have to be like all those marketers out there chasing endlessly after new clients. Instead, you can have a group of clients that trust you and will be more than happy to buy your products or service in future. And yes, there will be an occasional refund, but nothing very dramatic. And that's what barriers will do for your business. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's necessary. Do the background check. Put up the barriers. It makes good business sense. But barriers are only one way to avoid energy-sapping clients. Most of the trouble shows up well in advance, and we just ignore the red flags. So how do you learn to work with red flags? Let's find out in this second part. Do you know where the word vaccination comes from? It's derived from the Latin word for cow, which is vacca. And there is a strong connection between cows and viruses. For 3,000 years, smallpox was wantonly killing people. And in the 18th century alone, over 400,000 people died of smallpox. But in 1796, a British doctor named Edward Jenner noticed that dairymaids didn't get cowpox. Now, dairymaids were always around the cows, and they got cowpox, which is a bit of a lower version of smallpox. And he found that once they got cowpox, they didn't get smallpox. So he had an idea, and what he did was he injected a young boy with the cowpox virus, and then he later inoculated him with smallpox. And the boy didn't get sick because the body has an immune system, and that immune system was able to figure out the virus, and it figured it out because it already had the cowpox virus. So when the smallpox came along, the body had the red flags in place. It was able to identify and destroy the virus before it was able to do any damage. At Psychotactics, we've learned to look for those red flags when dealing with clients. When clients don't show up in time, when they don't do what they said they'd do, when they don't return calls or emails, when they want quick results, when they want instant results, when they want instant riches, when they want to bypass the usual barriers. These are all red flags for us at Psychotactics. And sometimes you get caught unawares by a situation. Just like an unknown virus that may attack your system, it is possible for clients to make seemingly mundane requests, like the one that a client made at one of our workshops. "Can I bring my teenage daughter for the workshop?" one of our clients asked us. He promised that she wouldn't be a problem, and since he was going to be in the workshop for 3 days, he asked if the girl could sit at the back of the room. She wasn't going to participate, just quietly sit and watch the presentation. Can you see a problem with this request? Well, neither could we. That seemingly simple request caused an enormous amount of grief. Instead of simply sticking to the back of the room, she went along with her father for the group sessions. She began to participate. Not only was the group unhappy with the introduction of the daughter, but the father started to get aggressive. He'd defend whatever the girl said. And the group started to get more and more frustrated. Most red flags are consistent in business. You've experienced the issues before. You can see the problem approaching at a great distance. Yet sometimes we lower our guard and we let the virus in. And this creates great havoc, and it sucks up a lot of energy. I had to tell the client that his daughter could no longer sit in the workshop. She could not participate in any way. And this got him all upset, and both of them left. Now, this could have been avoided if we knew this was coming. But we didn't know. And sometimes the red flag shows up and you know what to do with it, and sometimes it shows up and you don't know what to do with it. And in this case, we were caught flat-footed. So now, if a client asks for exceptions, we walk through what could go wrong with that exception, and then we make a decision at Psychotactics accordingly. The best method is to have everything down on paper. You need to let the client know what they can do and what they can't do. Writing down what they can't do allows you to anticipate the issues before they pop up. It's like a form of cowpox injected into the system so that if a problem should arise, you're ready with your paperwork. Incredible as it may sound, the moment something is down on paper, clients tend to play along. When we choose clients, we make sure that we put barriers in place. We also pay attention to the red flags to make sure that we avoid disruptive clients. However, these are just two of the methods to getting good clients. The third one does a lot of the grunt work without us lifting a finger. Incredibly, this system of choosing clients comes from the usage of testimonials. Testimonials? That doesn't make sense. How is a testimonial a filtration system? You'll be surprised what a photo and text can do. Let's find out in this third part, where we take a deeper dive into testimonials. If you ever had the need to go to a dating site, you wouldn't start reading the information, would you? You'd first look at the photos. We instinctively look at photos because we recognize ourselves in those photos. A photo tends to reflect who you are, and you get a live demonstration of this phenomenon when you go to a marketing site where they have exaggerated promises. They may promise that you'll make a lot of money, that you will get results quickly. But don't read the information, just gaze at the photos. You will find, to your amazement, that you don't like many of the people in the testimonials. You don't know those people, but there's something about them that sets off tiny alarm bells. Yet there are others who are not like you. They want a quick result. They want to become millionaires overnight. They are desperate. And unlike you, they don't find the photos creepy at all. There are no alarm bells. Instead, they find the photos very appealing. Photos send out a powerful message to potential clients. If you put photos of clients that are reliable, ethical, clients that you like and you want to work with in the future, that's what you'll get. Which is why we have photos of people that we like, clients that we worked with, clients that we've gone out with, clients that we would love to have all the time. And what's the result of this photo strategy? If you're a client or have been on our courses, on our membership site or workshops, you know what is coming next. The clients on our courses are easily the most helpful and kindest people you're likely to find anywhere on the planet. Clients often ask, how do you get such great people in your courses? What kind of filtration system do you have in place? The answer lies in photographs. In the past, we've made a mistake of putting a photo of a client who didn't meet with our picky nature. And almost immediately, we'd get other painful clients. If you'd like to try this experiment for yourself, put photos of painful clients on your site, and you'll start to attract similarly migraine-inducing clients. If you put photos of clients you like to work with, something really weird happens, and this weird is a nice weird. You start to attract great clients too. It's a simple filtration system, and it works amazingly well. But photos will not do the job alone. You will also need testimonials that read like an experience. When you look at the testimonials of our membership site at 5000 BC, they don't just say, wow. They read as if someone were talking to you. When it comes to more expensive products, more expensive services, the testimonials are sometimes 500 to 1500 words long. And the entire testimonial is about the user experience. A testimonial that says, that was the hardest course in my life, gets attention. But it also attracts the right kind of audience. It drives away those wimpy people who don't want to put in the effort and think that business is some magic trick. It drives those people to the gurus of the internet. When that get-rich-quick crowd clears, what we have are the kind, the friendly, the hard-working people people who have similar goals, similar ethics, similar behavior. And most of all, we at Psychotactics have no trouble. We get to do the things we love. Clients admire that we work hard and that we take our 3 months off. They cheer us on because that's their goal as well. And that's pretty much how the Psychotactics strategy works for getting great clients. It's time to summarize, eh? So what did we cover today? We started with barriers. Barriers may seem counterproductive, and yet they're a filtration system. The biggest reason why you have to wait to join 5000 BC, why you have to pay to be on a waiting list, why you can't do a workshop until you've read the brain audit, it's because we've put a barrier in place. And the bigger the price of the product or service, the bigger the wall, or rather, the higher the wall. If clients don't get over that barrier, they're not serious about succeeding, at least with us. So that speed bump drives most of the quick and easy crowd and leaves us with clients that appreciate steady progress. They appreciate hard work. From barriers, we moved on to the red flags. When you're in business, you get taken aback by client requests. And at first, you want to make the client happy, but you'll find that some situations bring up consistent red flags. And it's not like we don't ignore the red flags. We do. And when we do, we pay the price. But by and large, when a red flag goes up, we'll pull up our rules and regulations and stick firmly to what's written on paper. Putting down what we will do and won't do enables us to predict the future a bit. So yes, we get out that paper and we will write what we will not do. Putting down our red flags on paper ensures that we get clients that stick to our guidelines and not spoiled brats who want to make their own rules as they go along. And this takes us to the third part, where we looked at testimonials. Testimonials have many aspects to them, but the main aspects are the photos and the experience. We pick and choose photos of clients that we adore. We put their testimonials on our site, and not surprisingly, we get similar clients. Note, if your photo is not on our website, it's not because we don't adore you, it's just a space issue. But to get back, we don't just put testimonials, we put in experiences as well. An experience is a before and after scenario. It may go on for a few sentences, maybe even as long as 1,000 words. And this, again, filters out clients. Those who are in a hurry don't read the experience. They just leave in the hope of amazing riches. And we're happy to see them leave because our goal is to create clients that value not just information, but skill. It's the skill of writing, of creating a sales page, of being able to draw cartoons or cooking or do anything. These skills matter in business and life. There is no easy way, and when our clients describe the effort they need to put in, it drives away those that want shortcuts. Ants that succeed forage less often. We at Psychotactics have grown our list very slowly over the years. We've done almost no affiliate sales, no advertising, don't have Google AdWords, we don't do joint ventures, and yet we've had a lifestyle that most others only dream of. We take weekends off, we take 3 months off, and we have clients that come back to do our courses, our workshops. They buy products and services repeatedly. But like ants, like those harvester ants, we're picky, which is why we've had a blast. Over the past few years, we've had lunches, dinners, wine and beer individually with over 1,000 clients. We've gone on vacations with clients too. They have been invited to our home and in turn have made us comfortable in theirs. Being picky has its rewards. You get the best clients in the world and you get to lead a satisfying life on your own terms. What else could you want? This brings us to the end of the podcast, but we always finish off with the one thing that you can do today. So what is that one thing that you can do today? Well, you might be starting out in business and you don't have testimonials, but what you do have is an idea of where your product or service is going. And what you can do is write down what you're going to deliver and what you're not going to deliver. And that makes it very clear for yourself and for your client. And then when a client says, well, I also want this, and it falls in the, we're not going to deliver that, that's your red flag. And you can tell the client, no, we're not going to do that. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're not going to do. And you can ignore it. I've ignored it. And I've paid the price. All those irritating clients that suck up your life for weeks, sometimes months on end, they came in from that section where I said, I'm not going to do that. And then I decided, oh, what the hell, I'll do it. And if you want, you can try it. But having those red flags, that's going to save you an enormous amount of time. So put in your list of what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, and you will be much happier for it. So what's happening in Psychotactics land? The article writing course is still in full flow, and we're now in our 7th week. Amazingly, I am more rested than I've ever been. And I don't know if I told you this, but about a year ago, I started taking weekends off, like completely off. And I start on Friday evening. We'll meet with friends, or I'll cook a dinner. It's very relaxing for me to cook. I don't know how many dishes I cooked this week. If you're on Facebook, you would know. You would see all those food pictures showing up, which bug the hell out of you. Well, they bug the hell out of some of my friends. They say I'm not supposed to post so many food pictures, but hey, I like to cook and I relax, and I've been reading a book on India Discovered, I think, by John Key. That's Johnkeyay. Really nice book, but it's dense with Indian information. And if you like that kind of stuff, it's pretty cool. That's what I've been doing on the weekend, and been watching Australia. So there's this really cool episode on Netflix about Australia and how it was created. And, you know, we Kiwis don't focus a lot on Australia, but this is a really good series. And that's what I've been doing on weekends. And when I get back on Monday, I am so calm, so relaxed. I met my brother-in-law yesterday for dinner, and he was going, the last time I saw you, you were looking so tired. And so obviously it's taken a while to get to this stage of being calm and relaxed. But that's what I've been doing, just taking weekends off. It's been very hard, especially with the article writing course, where, you know, thousands of posts are generated. I mean, we've generated 1,000 posts every week for the past 6 weeks, so that's 6,000 posts. But that's how it works. Anyway, enough about me. If you want to learn more about how to get better testimonials, which is what I talked about in the podcast, then go to psychotactics.com/testimonial. It's pretty simple, psychotactics.com/testimonial. It's the secret life of testimonials. You learn a lot from this book about how to get amazing testimonials and what to do if you don't have a product or a service, because most of us don't, right? I mean, if I'm introducing a new product or service, no one has done the course before. No one has bought the product before. So this is a great book, psychotactics.com/testimonial. What are the courses on the horizon this year? One is the headline course. It's around September. I think that's when it's starting. We'll sell it before that. You have to be on the Psychotactics list to get the notification. The second course is the cartooning course, and that is at psychotactics.com/davinci, DAVINCI. And if you think that you can't draw, well, you should check out this page. You should check out the before and after on this page. It's pretty cool. So you have to get on that waiting list, and that starts off, I think, in July. So psychotactics.com/davinci and the headline course. So these are the courses coming up for this year. If you want to get first priority, you have to be a member of 5000 BC. Often the courses are filled up with just 5000 BC members. For instance, the article writing course, we had only one seat for the rest of Psychotactics. So for all those tens of thousands of people, we had just one seat. All the other seats were taken by 5000 BC members. So we work with just a few people in every course, and I would say it's a good idea to join 5000 BC for many reasons, but one of the reasons is just that you get first priority on these courses. That's it from me and Psychotactics Land. It's 5:56 a.m. I forgot my umbrellas at the restaurant, and it's a windy, rainy day, but I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to go for my walk, going to listen to my podcast, and that's my day. Bye for now.